Hi guys, so this is another this is another video update for how are we opening the new monthly candle, the recent weekly candle that we've closed, and are we seeing any signs of change in the trend back to bullish? Because my assumption is we're still in a bull run and this was just an ABC correction. Let's hit it. I am covering in this video some of the majors: Bitcoin, Ether, XRP, Link, ADA, LTC, and some of market dynamic charts. Starting off with Bitcoin, on the weekly, we held the support, and since then we've been trying to bounce. So last week was an indecision candle, the one that we closed on the weekly. This week we're again trying to move up. I still think that the two scenarios that I shared earlier could be playing out. We either go straight up or we grind our way up. If we grind our way up, I think that's better. Um, that gives us a better chance to quickly test early resistances and move into new all-time highs. So see, on the daily, we still do not have any signs. Uh, we have had this close was 36,733, a lower close at 34,747, again a lower close of 34,574, and we yet on the daily do not have a break of the earlier high. So this is still making, although the new load that it is making is definitely smaller in depth. Now if we go to 4 hours, 4 hours we made this head and shoulder here and came back to kind of test it, and we went back. So we did not go too back down, too much of a back down there. We did not even test this support. This the closure of this candle was 33156, and the low that it made was 33367. It did not touch 33156, so did not even test the support and so therefore this recent breakdown, I mean on the 4-hour chart, which is from here 36,500 to this 33,000 something level, did not have too much strength. Bears did not show too much of a strength here. They did not even test the recent close, which is 33156. Now since then we have this we've had this minor break here. See, my channel and my analysis is generally focused on weekly and daily charts. Weekly charts is where I really feel that the hit ratio of successful trades really shoots up for me. On thereafter daily charts and then 4-hour charts, it's mostly all over the place. Now, the 4-hour charts, I'm kind of covering it here just to see if there are any early signs of a bullish reversal. Uh, so we had this breakdown. We made this high a low. We made a higher high. We made a higher low. Then we could not go on to make the next higher high, and we broke the earlier low. And since then, we broke this here. We came back up slightly, a marginal recovery of 4-5%. This candle that you see, and then we continue to move down. We moved down, we could not get great depths here. Since then we have again trying to, I mean BTC is again trying to start to move upwards. Now we again, this close was 34053, and then this close is 34492, which is again a higher low. So this again is forming, so this again is forming a slightly higher low than this one. Yeah, now, and we've also broken this high, so we again have a higher high. So this was a high, and then this was a high. So we have a case here that of a, on the 4 hours, we tried doing it here, a high, I mean this was a high, a low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, and then we broke it. And now we again we have this a higher low compared to this one here, and now this high has again been broken. So On the 4-hour chart, BTC is trying something. Yeah. On the daily, however, uh, not yet. Of course, the recent low was, it did not have too much of strength, so it did not go drastically down. Uh, that kind of shows that the bears are losing strength here, are losing, clearly lost momentum and are losing strength here. Let's see if the bulls can capture momentum. That's with the BTC chart. Moving to the Ether chart. Ether on the weekly, if you observe, unlike BTC, has not broken any uh, supports. See, BTC on the weekly chart, it had support here, then it created a support here, then it broke the support and it came back to test the next support. Ether, however, on the weekly chart, so what I consider red candles as support and resistances in an uptrend. Now, Ether, on the other hand, in this run up had no red candles, and therefore, on the weekly chart, this was the resistance and the support that was earlier playing out. If I have to mark it for you, now this was a resistance that it took a while to break, and this is a support. Yeah, so resistance and support. And this resistance at 1925 that you see, 1950 roughly. Now it took it, it came back to test here once. This is one, broke down. Then second attempt, broke down. On the third attempt, it broke. This was a resistance, and this was the support where it kind of bounced back from after a 26% decline, maybe even a 30% decline if we consider the wick. Now, Ether on this breakdown did not come back to test this support. It only came back to test this resistance. You see this one here, and the best that it did was it tested this pit. The pit was at 1808 and the low that it made was 1755. So it did not even test the close of this red candle. So essentially it bounced from the pit. Ether on the weekly is definitely looking much more bullish because it's still in an uptrend on the weekly. On the daily, it came down. Let's see. Yeah. So it came down, made a small retrace, roughly 15-20%, and then this is where the candle was, which is about 2773, and then it came down and closed at 2097. Thereafter, it went back up and broke this 2773 and closed at 2888. Now it is made a higher low. You see here, this was a low and this is a higher low. This was a small high. Sorry, I'll put out this magnet. So this was a small high and this is a slightly higher high. That point really, instead of VIX, I'll look at the closes. This was a close and this is a slightly higher high close. So BTC Ether on the daily has given some hints. However, now this is a prominent high on the daily, which is the close of 2888 as per the Bitfinex pricing. If Ether closes a candle above this on daily, that will confirm that it is. We already could see that on weekly it is on an uptrend. It has not broken any supports on the weekly. On the daily, if it breaks this high, it will confirm the trend is again a higher high and a higher low. And we could then therefore safely look for a spot to enter with stop losses below the recent low. So if you do not know how to trade, if you do not know how to put up a stop loss, how to uh, uh, position size, your trades, all this is not free. Now, if you know all that, then maybe these inputs uh, could be of some value to you. And this is, I'm not even saying that this you have to copy all this, but I'm making these videos as a part of my trading journey, as a part of my ledger, and how I am looking at the markets. So please just take it that this is certainly not financial advice. Yeah. So this is what I'm looking at. If Ether can close above this, which is 288.9 on the Bitfinex chart, to me, that will confirm that it is once again trying to make higher highs and higher lows, which is an uptrend uh, by technical analysis. Uh, so if that happens, I'll look to enter possibly around pits. So this is a pit which is 2466. So if it gives me a break, that will be a good risk to that will be a good risk to reward ratio to look for next higher high. And so that's how I'm going to play it. XRP covering next. On the weekly, it broke a support. This was a support and it broke it. However, on the daily, it made a higher low and has also reached the previous high. Now this was the previous high. This candle close was a high that it made. It made a retrace, it made a high, it made a low which was a higher low than this one, and it made a high. So this, I'm sorry again. Go to the daily chart and so this was a higher low, and you see it did not close below this, so it made a higher. This this was a low, it made a higher low, it has also reached this high. This close was 1.03, $1.03. This close is $1.04. So technically it has broken and closed above a recent high. So on the daily chart, if somebody wants to play, you could look for maybe this bit as a target. That's what I'll be looking at. I'll be looking to enter at this bit here, this bit here. I'll tell you how I look at bits. This is a bit between a high and a higher high. This is a bit. I generally see that prices come back to retest these bits, and they give wonderful opportunities to enter at a good risk reward ratio point. If I am able to successfully get an entry at this bit, I'll put a close below this wick of this close. So maybe I'll put a stop loss here, and I'll look for maybe a target here, which is $1.33, or this bit, which is $1.47. This is a bit that I'm looking at, as a possible target. Okay, really. Okay, this is state stuff, which is possibly. Now I think I should be able to delete it. Yeah. So we get an opportunity for a 2 hour or a 3 hour trade, depending on how you set your target, and a stop loss below this wick, slightly below this wick. Ideally, I like to use ATR indicator, so one ATR below this wick, just to kind of avoid being wigged out of a trade, of a good trade otherwise. So so you could play that. Otherwise, I've just taken a recent wick. Yeah, that's something that you could look at. This is how I would like to play it. Stop loss at 75 cents. Whereas on the weekly, it shows me a sign of a higher high, higher low. I'm not bullish on the weekly. On the daily, if somebody wants to play, then this is it. This, on the other hand, going by the weekly, can also be this bit here can also be a wonderful opportunity to short with a stop loss above this, the wick upwards, and then we could we could perhaps look for a double bottom or something. This could again be a 2 hour and an over 2 hour trade. If you do not know what R is, I'll link to my blog in the description of the video. You can understand how to position size and basis your account size. So that should help you maybe. Yeah. So if you want to play the weekly charts and look for an entry on daily charts, then it is short for XRP at this bit. If you want to play the daily charts, it has given us a hint of, and if you want to look at the macro view of the market, and if you hold a view that we are still in a bullish market, we're still in a bull run, and therefore we're looking for early signs for higher highs and higher lows. XRP has done that. XRP has given a technical higher high, not a very prominent higher high, but a technical higher high because it is closed above this close. This close was dollar and not even 3 cents. Yeah, $1.03, and this is $1.04. So technically, it is a higher high. You look for an entry here, and then wherever you set a target. Link, on the other hand, so far has given a higher low. If this can give a higher high over here, it will confirm that it is back in an uptrend on the daily. On the weekly, however, it has broken one support, it has broken two supports, so it has broken very prominent supports. Now for a correction this huge, um, I was trying to bid because it was breaking supports, so I had my bids here. This close was at $12. It did not break down to $12, and it break down to $15. Yeah, so I did not give me an entry there. Uh, but link so far is looking pretty horrible on the weekly. So unless on the weekly it can give us a higher high, higher low, which means that it is wanting to grind its way up, then right now these straight moves up are just an opportunity to fill up for shorts, for an opportunity to possibly fill up your shorts around this mark, this bit, which is the $39.40 mark. On the daily, how does $39.40 look? $39.40 looks okay. So this huge red delta that you see now, very much a resistance area. So as per weekly, a $39.40 look would be a good resistance, and therefore we can on the daily we could possibly look at this $42 close, a wick above it. So we could somewhere around above $45 you can put a stop loss and you can look for an entry again, that perhaps link would once again break bearish on the daily, which right now it is looking bullish. So that's how I'll be looking to play link. Moving on to ADA. ADA is, let's see on the weekly, again has not broken any support. It has only come to test previous resistances. It has not broken supports, and ADA is looking solid. Ether is looking solid on the weekly, on the daily. LTC on the weekly has broken multiple supports. So Ether is looking solid, ADA is looking solid. Coming to ADA, this has only done this. Has it given us signs on the daily that it is wanting to get into uptrend again, make higher highs, higher lows again? Let's see. So it retraced here, after moving to $1.01. It came back to test $1.94. So that was quite a retrace of 70-80%, possibly 90%. Then this was the high that it made. It made a lower high. Here it was a lower low, a lower high. Now we have a higher low, but we do not have a higher high yet. So the moment ADA on the daily breaks a higher high, the earlier high, here, this one, a close of $1.77. The moment it closes on the daily about $1.77, possibly $1.78, that will confirm that it is again making a higher high, and we already have a higher low. We can look for entries close to these bits thereafter. The bit is $1.56. For investors, you can simply enter. It's doing good on weekly, it's looking good on daily thereafter, and you can simply enter. You do not have to wait for dips further. But for traders, this $1.56 could be a good bit retest, and as a trader, I look to make an entry here. Yeah, so that's how ADA is looking. LTC, we already covered that weekly. It's looking bad. It has broken supports. Uh, so the last support that it did not break was this support at $129. So it tested it and it bounced. So it did not break. So now from here, if on the weekly LTC makes Litecoin makes a higher high and higher low and decides to grind its way up, great. If it straight moves to this bit without grinding its way up, straight moves to this bit here, the low of 280, if it straight moves to 280 would be a good point to enter a short. How is it looking on the daily? See, on the daily also, it is converging very well. This bit here at 278, so it may not reach 280, it may reach 278. So somewhere this bit, with a stop loss above this wick, could be a fantastic entry for a short on LTC on daily. This is how it is looking. Market dominance on the weekly. Bitcoin did respect this support for now and bounced off very strongly with a candle of about 14% on the dominance chart. Now let's see if we break this here or we actually do something else. Ether on the weekly has just had a good big red candle. It's trying to recoup. However, on the daily, it has broken support. So it broke this support and it came down. In fact, it broke this support also. This was a close of 6073 and this close was at 6047. So it break this support also. So to me, Ether against BTC was bearish, is bearish. However, we just made a higher low. Now, if we can make a higher high here, we can break this high and close above this. This close was 7355, 07355, and this close is so far only 07264. So far it has not broken above. It did not even cross 07355, 7273. Yeah, so, and please excuse me for yawning. You could see that. You could see me doing that all the time on the streams. It just happens. Yeah. So, if it breaks this high, the recent high, and we already have a low, we'll have a higher high. It will give a good chance for Ether to test this resistance here at 0.82 and then possibly move into a zero point 0.1 resistance also. So on the weekly, that is where the next resistance is. This was 0.8 to 0.85. This is where the next resistance is, which is 0.105. So, yeah, these are the three major resistances. So far, Ether against BTC, you look at this high where my cursor is placed, the high is at 0.8240. Please notice what is 0.8240. It is this bit here. The low was 0.8241. This bit here. So this is so far only a bearish retest. So on the weekly so far, Ether against BTC is continuing its downtrend. It has so far not tested this resistance. It has tested a bit of the downtrend. However, the good part is it has done it after a lot of accumulation. Accumulation which started in September 18 and ended somewhere in March 21. So almost 2.5 years of accumulation. So there's a strong chance that it can continue to move upward and maybe even move to zero point 0.1. I booked majority of my profits in Ether and moved into BTC, moved all my Ether to BTC, close to 0.08, not 0.82, but close to 0.08. So now, if it, I have some Ether left in my portfolio, and if it moves to zero point 0.1, I'm going to move out of Ether and move into BTC completely at 0.104 or 5 level. I am not at this point of time of the opinion that Ethereum will flip Bitcoin. Yes, I understand the fundamentals that everybody is talking about. Majority of work on crypto space is happening on Ethereum blockchain, and I respect that. However, I am of a slightly traditional belief, wherein I believe that we should not disturb the fabric. To me, Bitcoin being the dominant currency in the not the currency, the dominant crypto asset in the crypto space, I would not want, uh, therefore it's a belief system that Bitcoin is the top dog in the crypto space. It's a belief system, and I do not want to. And crypto right now is running on a lot of belief. Uh, I would not want to tamper the belief system of the space. Um, I so far am holding the view it is till it is not. Bitcoin is the top dog till it is not, and the belief system is that Bitcoin is the top crypto dog in the crypto space. I do not want that work fabric to be disturbed. So I'll be moving out of Ethereum completely, and I'll be looking to add Ethereum again somewhere below, somewhere close to 0.02502 against Bitcoin, and then for its next move up. I'll see, because if you notice last bull run too, uh, this over here was run up till June 17, and we all know that the bull run ended in January of 18, December of 17, January of 18. So even during that bull run, Ethereum did underperform Bitcoin for a good period of 5 to 6 months, starting from this red candle, which is June of 17. We are on a weekly chart, up till this red candle, which is 4th of December. So from June up till December, Ethereum did underperform Bitcoin. So it is not true that Ethereum and alts continue to outperform Bitcoin all through a bull run. It is not true. The charts are telling us that. And I am going with the charts, um, not really predicting. So far as my money is concerned, my money is on the charts, with the charts. So I am counting so far, because this high was an essential retest of this bit, the last high, the bit of the last high. So I am essentially looking at the continuation of this downtrend, unless it is proven otherwise. And it can, because it is now happening. It is not a straight retrace into a resistance. It is a move up into resistance after 2.5 years of accumulation. So very much stands a chance that it can break this high and go on to test the next high, which is at 0.105. So the remaining Ethereum that I have in my portfolio, I'll move that also into Bitcoin. So that's where I stand on ETH against BTC. Total market cap. Now this is another hint. Total market cap, which is total 2, which is the entire crypto market cap without Bitcoin, has broken the support on the weekly chart. Why? In the recent crash, which was a 41%, maybe a 50% crash, maybe more, if we have to test the market cap from the top to the bottom. This is about a 58.8%, so almost a 59% crash. Now, since this has broken support, I consider red candles on the weekly as supports. Yeah. Now, this was a true resistance, which was the $700 billion mark, because it took multiple attempts to break it, and in the recent crash also this was defended. That's fantastic. However, now it is to be seen that how it approaches this bit. If it approaches this bit at one go, alt will, in my opinion, go down again. Now, if it approaches this bit and this resistance by making highs and lows and higher highs and higher lows, wonderful. It looks like we'll be resuming uptrend in the alts. That is where I stand on the market analysis, ladies and gentlemen, as of 1st of June 2021. I I hope you get something out of this. But please understand, all this is not financial advice. This is video recording stuff is my discipline measure. It is my trading ledger that I'm trying to create so that I can look back at my journey going forward. Um, if you get something out of it, please understand this is not financial advice and you do not have to copy any of this. But yes, this is a view, maybe that would add value to your own trading and your decisions. All the very best.